Some people just don't like a strong cheese. They prefer a delicate Monterey Jack to, say, a pungent Limburger. We know one cheese that's so strong it can bring guys even tougher than Teller to their knees. We think it's safe to say that MMA fighters, mixed martial arts, are the toughest MMFers around. Because in an MMA match, by their rules, they're encouraged to punch, kick, grapple, choke you out, and even break your arm. They're generally considered tougher than any other guys like wrestlers or boxers. But don't quote us on that in front of, other guys like wrestlers or boxers. Given that they have all these destructive tools in their arsenal, we thought we'd introduce them to a friend of ours. He's been a professional wrestler for over 100 years. Mixed martial arts fighter, meet the Mighty Cheese.
That's what I'm fighting.
It's big old cheese.
The goal is simple. All they have to do is pin the cheese in under 15 seconds. That means they push our intolerant lactose over so it's flat on the floor. The cheese stands alone. Come on! All you have to do is push it over. Stop sliding it around.
I barely was able to move it. I had to put all my weight on there. I'm like 190 pounds.
That thing's a monster.
It weighs a ton almost. It feels like it does.
You want to pick it up, it goes in a whole different direction. It's impossible. It's awkward.
Sir, if we ever meet, after this airs, remember, I did not make fun of the way you said awkward. Because I'm betting you could pin my cheese.
Sure.
Honestly, it felt like a brick wall. It felt like a ton.
I'm gonna go home and cry now. Can't beat a cheese.
Well, I don't know what happened, but I like a rematch.
They never stood a chance. The cheese outsmarted them all. And it's been doing it for nearly a century. In 1912, British magician P.T. Selby, who coincidentally was the first person ever to saw a woman into halves, invented the Mighty Cheese. Even the strongest men in vaudeville audiences couldn't knock it over. Its secret is a gyroscope, a kid's toy that is apparently fun to play with at any age. Just ask this happy engineer.
This is the real Mighty Cheese. You can see the inside of the Mighty Cheese contains this rotating disc. Just like any gyro, if I've got a rotating mass that I can rotate up to speed, the more stable the Mighty Cheese is actually going to be.
He will not only demonstrate how the Mighty Cheese works, he'll also demonstrate why, when you lock your bicycle, you should lock both wheels.
So if this is not spinning, and I was to hang it on the end of this cord right here with this offset hanger right there, it would just fall. But let's see what happens when I actually put a little bit of a spin on it. And now look what happens.
Wow, when things are spinning, they stay up, which is why bicycles are so hard to wrestle. A spinning gyroscope maintains its orientation through a principle called conservation of angular momentum, which is a sciencey way to say they like to stay where you put them. They're used on satellites to keep them facing the right way, even in weightless environments. Gyros are also freakishly strong.
Gyroscopes are used to stabilize ships. You have a very large spinning disc that's in there, and they can take these massive structures that are going through oceans with waves gliding into the side, trying to roll them back and forth, yet these spinning discs, spinning very rapidly, makes it very stable.
So, if a gyroscope can keep a 97,000-ton battleship afloat, imagine what it could do inside a battle cheese. It'll be damn near impossible to pin, for a while. Round two. This time, let's triple the time limit to 45 seconds.
You have a mass inside the Mighty Cheese that's rotating very fast, about 3,000 RPM. It has the energy of a small car moving at about 15 miles an hour.
When you're fighting someone, they got legs, hands, you can grab. This thing doesn't have anything. It's a cheese. Frustrating.
The vulnerability of the Mighty Cheese is it has to be spinning. But it's going to slow down, and then it's going to start losing its superpower. It's going to start becoming the unmighty cheese.
So I have to put my strength, my weight on there to get that thing down. And it still wouldn't stay there.
It's just rope it up. The only thing you need to beat the cheese is patience.
I have not seen anything even close to that. When I see cheese, I want to eat it.
Go ahead. Before you decide whether this was our lie or not, we need to clarify one point. This name, P.T. Selbit, sounds made up, doesn't it? Well, it was. It was the stage name of Percival Tibbles. Percival Tibbles. But Percy decided to spell it backwards. Maybe liability reasons, because sometimes the cheese used to careen out of control and crash into the orchestra or audience. S-C-L-B-I-T. Look, an extra B. Even lied about that. But that was his lie, not ours. So what do you think? Is the story about the mighty cheese real? Or did the cheese put in the fix for a couple of mugs to take a dive? You dropped a B. Here, tell her. Tell her you dropped a B.